Hey everybody, welcome to That's Good Stuff, the show where we review pop culture's newest releases. And this week, the newest release was Project Hail Mary. So finally out, finally kicking off the movie year proper. So this movie, if you didn't know, was based on a book by I already forgot his name.
Andy
Oh,
Weir.
Andy Weir. Andy Jared Jonah has it, and it was directed by Phil Lord and Christopher Miller. And it stars Ryan Gosling in a puppet. So, I, it's hard not to spoil this one right away, but I guess the trailers kind of spoil it. So, Project Hail Mary. In Project Hail Mary, Ryan Gosling plays a science teacher who gets recruited for this top secret mission to save the sun, which is dimming. And they find out that there is some kind of line, ultraviolet, like line that or wave or something that's headed to the sun, and we that they believe is causing the sun to dim. So they send Ryan Gosling up in a spaceship to figure out what's going on. They send him to Tau Ceti because that's the only sun nearby are the only star nearby that isn't dimming. So they're like, what's up with that place? So they're going to go find out. And along the way, he meets a friend whose name is Rocky, and he is on the same mission sent by another planet. Uh, so Earth makes first contact on this mission to save the sun. And before we get too deep into spoilers, that is what our main plot is. So it was, surprise when you follow the source material, you get a pretty good movie. So, uh, I guess it's no secret that a lot of people are enjoying this movie. I think we all liked it, right?
hmm
Me and Jonah had read the book. He has the book. I listened to the audiobook. Jared, I don't think you did either, did you?
Mm.
So you came in without knowing anything about it, I guess. What did you think of the movie?
It was good. I heard the book is a lot more hard science, a lot of explaining why the or the stars are dimming and stuff like that. But this was more of like a character drama with Ryan Gosling and the cute little guy with his little tools. That was my favorite part when he had his little tools and he was just making things. But it was mostly just a character study with Ryan Gosling and it was really good. It reminded me a lot of Arrival, the movie. It kind of had the same thing and the same kind of like, so almost like the same kind of messaging. It's like home is where the heart is. No, A lot happier though.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I liked it. I liked the little guy. Uh, I liked the. I wasn't expecting because I didn't look at like cast or anything. The dude from The Bear was in this. The pastry chef in The Bear.
He was?
Yeah, he was the
Oh yeah,
guy.
he's the agent guy. I don't know
Yeah,
what he is, but yeah, I knew I saw him from something, and I was like, "Who is this guy? I know this guy from something." So
and he
yeah,
his scenes were good with Ryan Gosling.
yeah, when they go
Um,
do
I'm
his
not a
stuff.
huge fan of Andy or what's the writer's name? Andy Weir. Andy Weir. I'm not a fan of his dialogue in his books
Yeah.
because I read some of The Martian and I just couldn't get over that. But I've always heard how good Project Hail Mary is, and I never read it because I just had a bad experience with The Martian. But I did really enjoy this movie. I felt like,
Well, the Martian, or compared to the Martian, the Project Hail Mary doesn't have as much dialogue because it's mostly just him thinking. So,
mm,
and I think the character is a little more likable, I guess. So Jonah, you how did this compare to the book?
Pretty much exactly the same. It doesn't really like change anything, and when it does, it's stuff that needs to be changed for the film, and um, it does a good job of just visualizing the book, like the actual particles that are like the at the center of the movie. Like they're in the book, they're just explained as just like they're microscopic. They don't really have like a form or anything. So what they do with that in here is really cool. Um, Bringing Rocky into the film because they give him a voice in this, and that wasn't a part of the book. So it's all very smart adaptation choices. Um, Phil Lord and Christopher Miller, like you guys know, I absolutely love all their work, and this is no exception. They're just they just are amazing at condensing stories that have just so much stuff in it and just so much going on into these tight packages where it doesn't feel like it's overcrowded and it feels like everything just is as it should be. It's a little fast in like the first act because it has to get a lot of information across, but I think it does it in a good way and it gets information across it goes much deeper in the book, but it uses like visuals and everything as it should just to get that across a lot faster when you're watching it, so you perceive it better than when you're reading a book.
Yeah, like in the book, it takes him forever to get out of bed.
Hmm.
It takes a while for him to like for start remembering stuff. In the book, I remember he really his remembering stuff actually has to do whenever he goes to like to sleep and he starts dreaming, and that's kind of like how he starts remembering stuff.
It's
Um,
just whenever he like gets it like as they go through the film. So
yeah.
while he's working on stuff, he'll remember something, and that's like the next chapter.
Hmm. Yeah, like you said, they had to change stuff, or else the movie would have been like 10 hours long or something. But I thought he did a real good job. I didn't have a problem with missing stuff. I mean, it was a little abrupt in the beginning just because you go through everything so fast. Like he gets to the part where he's like, everybody's smart. Like that was like right away in the movie. Um, it's like they put fast forward on the book and
Hmm.
went through like all this stuff real fast. I know some people. I mean, they didn't dislike it for that, but that's kind of their criticism is they didn't go deep into like the astrophage because you get a lot of astrophage in the book.
Hmm.
But
Sounds
you
like a
can't,
Spider-Man term.
yeah,
Yeah.
you can't blame them because you're adapting it to movie form, and you only get like 2 hours for it. Um, Rocky, the big difference for me between the book and the movie is Rocky in the book was a total surprise for me because I did not expect him to meet an alien. I thought it was just going to be kind of like The Martian, where it's like hard sci-fi and um, he's just going to figure this out the whole time. But he meets an alien in that, and when I got to that part in the book, I'm like, whoa! Like I did not expect them to do that. They didn't hide that at all in this movie. I mean, Rocky was in the trailer right almost from the beginning, right?
And to
So
be
I
fair,
think
that happens in like chapter 7, I think it is of like 30 chapters, so it's pretty early in the book too.
I think it'd have been a good thing to hide though. I think you'd feel a little bit more attached to Rocky, like when he
yeah,
gets hurt.
But
I think you'd feel a little more down when he
I
did so.
I get the choice because there's no other way you could market this film otherwise.
yeah.
It'd just be a lonely guy in space, and we've had a billion of those.
Yeah, I mean, it's understandable. They wanted to pull in as much audience, and I think this pulls in kind of people that are not really interested in space and science and stuff like that. The book, the science, I mean, I wouldn't say it's hard in a way that it explains everything, but it's actually really easy to understand. Like when I was reading it, I was like, of course they're at Venus for the CO2. Like, why else do you go to Venus? So that was kind of like funny in the book because I like, well, duh. I mean, and then like the whole thing about the predator, finding a predator. It's like, it's like not hard to put those together, but it makes sense.
Did they say why that star had it?
Because that's where like they were from, like naturally. That I think that's where the astrophage like came from. So
Hmm.
in that system, it's natural for it to have a predator, but then it
I
started
think
moving.
he like theorizes in the book that that's where like all life like spread from, like even
Yeah,
human life, it just like spread to Earth and everything. So it had the natural predator for it.
yeah,
In the movie, it just seemed like it was like, well, it's there, and they
yeah,
Yeah,
found it.
yeah. That's true. So yeah, Rocky. The big change with Rocky, like we said, is that he speaks. In the book, he just kind of interprets it, and he like figures out what Rocky's saying. So he kind of, I mean, you kind of hear it in his head. But on this one, they gave him a voice, and that was fun. Yeah, I mean, he's Rocky's like kind of the standout star of this movie, and they spent a lot of money on this movie. Especially advertising because they're like showing it in space on IMAX and they send like an IMAX screen up there so they can watch it. And then they had that thing in London where Rocky's like a robot and you can interact with him. Um,
I
Ryan
like that they
Goss.
had.
Oh, go ahead.
Um, you always heard about like the first like satellites or probes going up and how they had those golden disc vinyls that
Hmm.
they sent. It's cool seeing like some of those that were still doing that, and then like I think even Rocky's race had some like in their own way on his ship, so that was kind of cool.
Yeah. Um, what was I gonna say? Ryan Gosling, I thought was perfect casting. Um, he plays good by himself, I get.
yeah.
And I've never really liked Ryan Gosling in serious roles. I think he's more fit for comedic
Better as
roles.
like a goofy like kind
Yeah,
of everyman than the action hero.
yeah, and like for that character, he's like perfect because the character is kind of nerdy and he's like makes jokes. Like he can't figure out why he can't cuss in the book because he's a science teacher and he's not supposed to.
I think
Um,
it's like
I,
Leonardo DiCaprio where you can see like their progression through like their years on film because like if you go back to the first films, they really like weren't that good back then, but then like as they get older, they kind of realize what like areas they're good at acting in and everything.
yeah, yeah. So
I think pretty early on in the movie, I was like, this guy's not coming back. Even like not because of the how it's kind of like a suicidal mission, but like because like he's probably gonna be happy with this alien because they already set up his whole life as like, oh, he's kind of a loner. Oh, he's kind of sad. So I was like, oh, he's gonna be stuck in space or something.
yeah, and that's kind of more of a big deal in the book, I think, because it's like more of a reveal that oh, dude, they like drugged him to stay, like they forced him to go, like they show in the
Yeah.
movie, they showed in the
That
book.
was that was a pretty good scene because I didn't I didn't really think about it as watching it, and then that happened. I was like, oh dang, that's kind of
Yeah, it's
and
pretty
humans would do
dark.
that because like they only got like 30 years, but
Yeah, it's
go
pretty
having to go
dark.
through that kind of sucks.
I think it helped that they gave Sandra Huller's character more character in the movie because in the
Yeah,
book she was very like cold and was just all like business. So they kind of show them like
She
having
didn't
more of a
sing.
relation. Yeah, they kind of show them
no,
having more of like a relationship like starting and then she like betrays him.
yeah, the singing part's not in the book,
Yeah.
so.
Mm, mm.
um,
It kind of felt abrupt when they were like, when they said their goodbyes, and then he's like, when the contagion part happened,
yeah.
it kind of was like, oh,
Yeah,
like
I
Yeah.
see that. It's like, oh, we gotta put like one more thing at the end to make it
That was
dramatic.
yeah.
that was problem with the book too. Because the ending felt like they went back and forth, like we're gonna go home, now we're not. This thing works, now it's not.
Yeah,
It just didn't seem well incorporated, or like
Yeah,
if they wanted to do that, just have it. because of the hall breach or something like that. I don't know. It just seemed kind of like tacked on for me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
me and Jonah were kind of thinking like, are they gonna change the ending? They didn't change the ending because I was like, I don't know if they're gonna show Rocky's homeworld. I really didn't think they would do that. I thought that maybe he would just leave, but they did do the whole ending, so I was surprised.
Well, because
I mean, it's the cute little crab
yeah,
Yeah,
school.
yeah,
they, I think it's be done better in the film because the book is like you can take it like really seriously for a lot of it, and then literally the last chapter gets like really goofy. So I think they like handled the switch over to that reveal a little better in the movie.
Do you meet
They
Rocky's mate? I can't remember. I think she's gone too in the
No, yeah, he just talks about her in the
yeah.
book.
did they is it exactly the same ending? Did they give him like, hey, you can go back home now, kind
Yeah.
of?
Yeah, they do that too.
Mm.
Yeah. The only thing different was they show us Earth, the messages getting to Earth.
Hmm.
They don't show that in the book. So I thought that was a
The
pretty cool.
in the book they explain like his species is like scientists see that the Earth's sun's dimming from like their planet or the Earth's sun is coming back from their planet.
Mhm.
Mm.
But
So
they show
it's fine, but he's
Yeah,
just
but it
staying
never
there.
actually goes back to Earth.
yeah,
Mm.
because there's no way to like change the
Yeah, because
perspective.
first person.
Yeah, but yeah, so yeah, I mean, I wish, Hollywood would learn from this to keep close to the source material. I
Well,
don't think
not every book, because there's some books where it's been a good idea to change stuff. So
I know, but I think you're better off most of the time.
like
Even
every
if you
Ste
have to change stuff, don't like add stuff.
like every Stephen King movie, it's like we need to change at least a couple things to make
A
this
lot of things
watchable.
in his
Yeah,
Yeah.
books.
but
Um, is this the first Amazon movie in like theaters?
this is the biggest
No,
opening.
but
No, yeah, it's
yeah,
not
it's like the most famous
Mm.
or
this had the
the widest
biggest
release.
opening.
Yeah.
Dude, I think that awful one was in theaters, right?
Which
That
one?
one about the Lost Kingdom or something like that. Remember that movie?
Was that Amazon?
Yeah.
I know it was on there. I don't know if they made like produced it or whatever.
Yeah, it was an Amazon movie. It was terrible. Well, who was in that? Channing Tatum, I think, and
Yeah. Was it Sandra Bullock and I think it was Channing Tatum?
yeah, it was just
Oh,
really
the comedy one?
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, I don't
Um,
remember.
Because they also did like a serious one that was like that, I think.
yeah. So,
I just remember that movie sucking.
and
I
then
remember they didn't make it, but they distributed Fast of Night, which I loved.
oh yeah, that that was in theaters. So I liked it a
Yeah.
little bit. So yeah, and in the future, so Andy Weir, I heard that they are gonna adapt his second book, which I hear a lot of people don't like his second
Yeah.
book. It's kind of weaker. It's kind of like,
It's not hard sci-fi, it's
yeah,
just
it's fully
like space
sci-fi.
opera kind of.
It's like some lady on the moon or something like that. So, and then I just read that like he's like, yeah, I'll write a sequel to Hail Mary Project. I don't know if
Oh
I
shit.
want that because what would that even be
I
about?
know.
The moon's blown. No,
Maybe him living with Rocky or something.
The
And
Martian 2, send him back.
we're sick of this guy. Rocky's mate comes back and she's like, "Who is this?"
yeah. So yeah, Rocky was fully puppet, no CG, so that's
Yeah.
cool.
That's hard, or not hard to believe, but that's impressive because it did a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Hmm.
This rolling in that ball is adorable, like a little
Hmm.
hamster.
I wonder, they probably have to put a disclaimer on this movie, right? Because there's a
What?
strobing scene where like the lights keep going.
I think there was one, like when you're buying the tickets or something.
There wasn't one like in front of the movie though.
No.
I'm
Mm-mm.
surprised because I was like, "Well, this is kind of intense. So yeah, we I
Do
guess
they
we
explain? Is it just the heat lamp that helped Rocky like get up? Like, because
And
no,
he's like vulnerable to. Is that what was wrong? He's cold.
yeah,
yeah,
his like
his atmosphere
species
is different too.
like lives
Mm.
at like upwards of like 200 Fahrenheit or something like that.
So in the book, he actually has to put Rocky like in his little chamber.
Hmm.
So and it like burns him because it's so hot in there. But and then he like floods it with ammonia, I think it is. So
Yeah,
yeah, he has to do a little more in the book. But yeah, anything else? The music, I thought it was good. I don't remember it too much, but
yeah.
I thought it fit the movie. Did they have in the book? Did they have that like hologram room? I don't remember.
No, that was new.
That was new. Yeah, when he's like showing them Earth and stuff.
Hmm.
It was pretty funny when they're like surfing and. So yeah, any last thoughts on the Hail Mary project? Project Hail Mary. I can never say this movie right.
No, it'd probably just be Rocky jokes,
Rocky jokes.
and I don't
Yeah.
want to take that away from everyone.
So go see it if you haven't seen it and tell us what you thought. Like, subscribe, and notify yourself for even more good stuff. And we will see you in next time.